Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Your Impact Attack. Yes, it is Your Impact Attack, and I am Colin Wysong, joined each and every week by what were you this past week on Next Level? Were you six-time what champion?
Dude, I forgot. He Ray comes up with some amazing championships that I've allegedly held. That they may or may not be legit. Um,
They're all legit. They're all legit in our hearts and our minds, Vet. Don't sell yourself so short.
nah, well,
You're the six-time Saudi arm wrestling champion. You know you are.
Oh yeah, that was one of them. Well, anyway, guys, I'm the vet. Hello.
Hi.
Apparently, the vet's here on the show.
Welcome. Hang on, we'll give you a round of applause, Vet. Yay.
Wow, it abruptly cut off for some reason.
It's
That's
pumped in applause.
that's like when Tai Chi cuts the music off. Right?
I love some Tai Chi. We were talking about Tai Chi the other day. But
Who?
oh no, go ahead.
Let's say who was talking about Tai Chi?
You and I, we were,
Oh
we
yeah,
were
that's
chatting
right.
it up about Tai Chi.
That's true.
Well, the third man in the booth, our Tai Chi of the Impact Attack, the man hiding behind a newspaper and ready to hit you with a chair. Look out behind you. It's Brandon. Brandon, what's up? Say what's up to the people here.
What's up?
Brandon is guys. Just let you know, Brandon is gonna keep the camera gimmick just for you. He thinks you guys love the hazy camera, and we know you love it. Each and every one of you out there, um, and the vet are Gollin Fong. We're not Wollongong. What? Mayor McCheese champion, Canada Spaceman. You are on. What are you? Are you on some Gorilla Glue tonight? Is that what we're smoking? Because you were all over the place in the chat this evening. Well, anything exciting happened this weekend, Vet? I know there was a UFC fight, so we've got a new UFC light heavyweight champion in Glover Teixeira. I missed that fight.
You missed
Um,
it, huh?
I missed it. Yes.
Well, it wasn't much of a fight. He basically
Just beat the
manhandled
crap out of him.
Jan and tapped him out. It was kind of like, I don't know. It was a little anticlimactic, I guess, but definitely dominant. Um, so good for him. This was his dream, as people
Is
like
it
to say.
is it crazy that a former training partner of Chuck Liddell and protege of John Hackelman is like the champion now in the UFC, light heavyweight champion? It all circles back around to Chuck, the Iceman.
It's all Chuck. He's the nexus of the. Now? What do you think about the matchup? A matchup between a guy like Teixeira and a guy like Adesanya, if he wants to come back and try to get it. Well, how do you think that would look?
To share, oh god, I think he would just the same game plan that Jan did is the power. He's going to be afraid of the power, but you just wrestle him. You just try to get on top of him and wrestle him because he doesn't have the musculature of necessarily a man. He still kind of has like a boy's body. He's not like a man like Jan or Glover Teixeira. He's not built up just yet.
That's true.
John's like perfectly fit for like heavyweight. Like John looks like he's a big guy to move up like that. Not not Izzy. Izzy's not that big.
No, he's not that big. So you didn't actually watch any of the none of it, huh? None of 267. It wasn't too bad.
This weekend.
Peter Yan and Corey Sandhagen put on a good fight. And it went to the decisions, and they unanimously voted Peter Yan the winner, and I couldn't really disagree with that. So they got that one right. What else happened? There was another interesting fight, I think. Like right before that. Who was it? It was Volkov and who's that other guy?
Oh, not Tamura. Hang on, I can find you right here. I'm gonna pull up the UFC results.
Well, in any event,
Wow, they
I
don't even
watched
have him up yet.
all the fights, and it was a nice little card. It was free if you had ESPN Plus, so I didn't have to buy it or nothing. I don't know if that was like a promotional deal or something, because it wasn't just like your typical fight night, but normally even for subscribers of ESPN Plus, you still have to like buy the event.
How did Kemzat look?
Oh man.
And Islam Makachev too. Apparently.
Oh, the Chimaev, he whooped that guy. Like it was the guy's Lee, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Lee came in looking real good and just got dominated. So I don't know. You tell me, is Lee a tomato can that they're just throwing in there?
Ling Jingyang, he's actually not that bad, from like in terms of a Chinese fighter. Like he's not he's a good return fight for Kemzat to have.
Okay.
And Alexander Volkov versus Marcin Tybura, and then Islam Makachev beat Dan Hooker via Kimura.
That I didn't see. That must have been like the main prelim, right?
No, that
it was not on the main card.
That wasn't on the main card?
Absolutely not.
Mm.
So that must have been like the main prelim fight. So yeah, didn't go back to watch that.
Dan Hooker up. Look, well, actually, here we probably won't get.
It's okay, man. We don't have to watch it, but I will say that I am looking forward to next week. That is going to be. He's doing it anyway. That is going to be a great card next week.
Yes, it will be Colby Covington versus Kamaru Usman.
Mm-hmm. And Wei Lee versus Rose again.
Yeah.
Maybe a real fight this time.
Yeah, he's starting to attack that now.
Now he's inside control.
Yeah, Dan's in trouble. Dan's in trouble.
Dan's in trouble, guys.
Stepping ahead here.
Ooh,
Trying to lock in a double wrist lock.
Oh my gosh.
Arms aren't supposed to bend that way.
Yeah, that's over.
That's nasty. Once you get that, like your leg position behind the head like that, the torque and the leverage that you can put. Oh my god, that's so nasty. Oh.
Yeah, at that point the ref has a moral obligation to call it there.
That's right. And Hasbullah, thank you, Buckshot Kid. Hasbullah made an appearance as well. After gosh, I just closed the tab. Person that he's associated with fought.
Well, this is all riveting radio. Brandon, what have you been up to recently?
Man, just working and investing in that crypto and those pot stocks.
I see. Going well?
It's going pretty decently, yes, sir.
All right. So
Sonic in the chat. Sorry, giving Sonic a shout out in the chat. Pot stocks, definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
Love some pot stocks.
Yeah, I'm very happy that everyone could join us on this fine early Tuesday morning for a lot of you. But Colin has been busy with work, and so he doesn't even know what's going on in the UFC, let alone what's going on in Impact. But we all know what the major story is in Impact. Moose is the champion. That is
Moose.
that is the number one thing.
Shiba Moose.
That's right. Invest in Moose Coin.
Lizbeth in the building. What's up, Liz? Welcome to the show.
Right. She's Halloween time is over, so now she's got 365 days till next year when Halloween will roll around again, and
364 bit.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, I forgot. It's still remember it's still Monday for me. But in any case, we're here to talk some Impact, regrettably, or not so regrettably, because I don't know about you, Brandon, But you, at least you watched it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Whew. I don't want Candace Spaceman to get on me for talking too much again. But I don't know about you, but I thought of all the episodes that I watched since Colin and I took over the Impact Attack, this was far and away the best one.
I missed it.
And you missed it. And was it a perfect episode? No. Was it even what I call a good episode? Debatable. But was it the best Impact has been? Yes. I would say yes. Would you also say yes?
Absolutely. I thought it was a very for them it was a very good episode.
Okay. Well, I guess without any further delay, unless Colin wants to tell us about his pizza exploits this weekend, I think we can just kind of.
No pizza exploits for you this weekend, but let's see. Not much else. Not much else going on except we got to get this plug in real quick, guys. If you love Seinfeld, because I know there's a lot of you out there that love Seinfeld. Jerry was a great man.
He's still alive, by the way. Just you don't have to make it sad.
Well, Jerry is so very much alive. But in the vein of the upcoming season, the A Show would like to invite you to the internet's largest Festivus gathering as we go live December 23rd for Festivus this year. Aaron and April would love for you to join us as we air out all of our grievances of 2021, celebrated around a pole, as proper with Festivus, and maybe Aaron will regale us with feats of strength, or you guys can come on the broadcast and regale us with feats of strength as you air out your grievances as well. Vet, we would love to have you come on and do a feat of strength. What would your feat of strength be, Vet?
My feat of strength is watching Impact every week, for starters.
It's very much so. So you
That's
would
an
watch
endurance
Impact on the
thing, yeah.
stream for us, like you would put in like an old TNA match, like Aaron. I'm gonna watch the wedding of Laurel Van Ness here on the A Show for. I'm gonna air out my
and I'll just grit my teeth like I'm watching it
segment.
Oh man.
You're so that's you know what? See, even the Vet getting into the season that is Festivus here on the Impact Attack and the A Show, December 23rd. Brandon, you are invited. Air out whatever grievances you want to air out. It's 2021. They've kept us locked inside our house long enough. All thanks to fucking COVID.
Oh, well, there he goes.
He said the C word.
That's what happens when you say it. Yeah, I don't know. My feat of strength is watching Impact, and I air my grievances every week at the same time. So I kind of have a Festivus every, once a week, or twice a week if you count NXT, or thrice a week if you count a guest appearance on, say, Smack Attack or Light the Fuse or something. I could do up to 4 grievance airings a week, and it definitely it's like a release valve, like when there's too much pressure built up and you just gotta get it out, then it's like you talk about wrestling on a podcast and then it all just kind of washes away. So I hope it's the same for everyone else. But let's jump into this. I don't know if Colin's been kicked off forever, but he's on the other side of the room now.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
It's gracious.
Terrible.
When you pop back in from the void, you never know where they're gonna place you.
I came back as a baby doll one time. I went back and watched the show. You guys didn't say anything. Why would you not say anything? You're just gonna go with it.
Yeah, let's just go with it, man.
It's great.
It's like that Adam Sandler movie, Mr. Deeds. Okay,
yes.
So
yes,
you want me? Do I need to change your socks? Is there Hawaiian punch in the water fountain?
I think we'll be all right.
Grab the foot. I know it's gross, but grab the foot.
Go ahead, stab it. We have devolved into a Mr. Deeds quote show here on the Impact Attack.
Well, we're very sneaky, so.
Yes.
Yeah. That's more or less correct. Canada Spaceman doing an impression of me, saying I got a lot of problems with you people.
Did I finish? Did I finish my promo for the A Show's Festivus episode?
Well, just for one, just say one more time the date and the time that we can.
I believe it's December 23rd at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's usually when we go. Festivus, celebrating around the pole. Come join us. We might watch Seinfeld afterwards. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen at the A Show? Just as long as you don't. I mean, I guess she's still talking about Coke.
Oh,
And see, you know, some people are just slow learners, Brandon. I guess they just don't realize, like, maybe they're tempting fate. Like, oh, it's surely the algorithm's not listening to an Impact review 100% of the time, right? So, well, without any further ado or cancellations, I think we should probably, I don't know how many times we tried to dig into this show to get started here, but I think we should do it. If you're ready, that is.
yeah. Got scared of what happened if a third time if someone says the C word. Oh, shit.
Wow. It's not French Spider-Man, but he is hanging from the ceiling here.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Ain't good. Are you guys feeling all right?
I'm good.
Okay.
You
I'm
feel a
good.
little
How
rush of
are
blood
you?
to the head there?
Yeah, it's getting a little lightheaded here.
Ooh, or full-headed.
This is gonna be tough. Okay, we'll just go on with the show. We'll figure it out.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Well, the important thing to talk about on this episode of Impact is Moose. It's always the most important thing. Unfortunately, a lot of the times, guys, like, not enough Moose, right? Like, sometimes we'll go a whole episode of Impact and we'll barely see a Moose. And that's just disappointing. This episode is not that episode. This is the Moose episode. Does that have some reason to do with why it's one of the best episodes we've had in a while? Maybe. If not ever? I think maybe, but that's not the only reason. So we're going to start with Moose, okay? And he's coming out here, and he wants to let everybody know. He's got to give the champ speech.
Got a really firm grip into the ceiling with my feet right now.
Okay.
No hands.
Doing his impression of Joe Biden.
Okay. Nice.
That's good.
So Moose is out here, and he's telling us that he did a lot of bad things to get to this championship. So what do you think he's going to do to keep this championship? And then Fat Eddie has the nerve to run down and interrupt this man and try to attack him. They hit his music, which is a strike against it. But he runs out there, and Moose meets him, and they start fighting. And then, they're fighting, and the idea that a man like Moose can hit a man like Eddie with a bicycle kick and Eddie could remain on his feet is preposterous. But they do it here. And just a message for Moose, like the rest of this show is going to be all Moose praise. But if I could I have to be fair, right? And I have to coach my man Moose. And just if you
all episodes are Moose praise though, Vet.
But sometimes I still have to offer a little bit here and there for the edification of Moose. If you must slap your leg, if you just absolutely cannot control yourself from doing it, can you at least please slap the non-kicking leg? Because when you bring the hand down where everybody can see it on top of your kicking thigh, then it just looks a little silly. So if you could slap like the side of your plant leg, as it were, then it's less visible, and it still makes the noise. That's just my one thing right there. So, and then security comes out and hustles Eddie out of there. Like, get this piece of trash out of here. Moose has still got to do his promo. Normally, a lesser wrestling show, this would just end the segment and they just move on to whatever other business they have. Like, forget whatever Moose was trying to talk about. No, Moose collects himself, like, straightens his clothes, goes back in the ring, and continues his promo, which is great.
What came out to the ring?
Huh?
What came out to the ring?
Fat Eddie?
Guards! More guards!
Oh, yeah. Guards came out to the ring. Yeah, they escorted Fat Eddie out. And so...
Get out of here, Fat Eddie.
Yeah, it was funny. Like,
and take Kenny with you.
Right. that's the guy that has a beef, you know, like, oh, you attacked my wife, and they're like, get him out of here, which is it's great. Like, I loved it, and like people are trying to like boo Moose in the crowd now. Like, all of a sudden, these same exact people that were here for their like, because who went to saw Bound for Glory and was like, nah, I'm done. Of course, you're gonna stay for the tapings, right? Or go, you know, the next day. So these people are in the crowd now. They're trying to boo Moose. Not all of them. Some are still cheering for him, but some are trying to boo. But they got the camera on these guys, and they're like trying to boo, and the guys can't even keep a straight face while booing because they know that Moose is just so awesome. Like, I can't do it. I can't boo him. You know, like it's that kind of. There was literally a guy they shot on camera that was like, boo. You know, so yeah, we know Moose is great.
I mean, points for trying.
Yeah, I mean, he tried. Someone probably told him, "Can you please boo Moose?" He's like, "I don't know. I'll do my best." So yeah. So in his promo, Moose goes on to call out, the Elite, Roman Reigns, Becky, Sasha, and Charlotte, New Day. You know,
Charlotte.
Yeah. And maybe some others I missed, but because they were all not direct, they were all, you know, like innuendos, like he said, it doesn't matter what tribe you're the chief to, or what, you know, like whatever he said. But he's making his implications there. And then as he was saying some stuff, Josh Alexander comes in and gives him a sneaky suplex from behind. Very sneaky, sir. Gets in there.
He's sneaky.
Yes, and then all of a sudden they hit Suzuki's music, and as Moose is like, he rolls out and kind of goes in the audience to watch, and then Suzuki appears and slaps the taste out of Josh Alexander's mouth, literally, like if the taste of blood, because that's what was coming out of his face after Suzuki hit him, and then security reappears and breaks up this fight. There you go. They send more guards. They really did this time. So in one segment, they sent out security 2 times. Now, fellas, have you recalled anybody talking about how many times they send out security, how they don't send out security when they're supposed to, and if they're gonna send it out once, they got to send it out every time that they would? Does that sound familiar at all to you?
Where have I heard that before?
Where have you heard before that? What about you guys in the chat? Have you ever heard that anywhere?
Drop some ones in the chat if you've heard about that.
Yes. You heard about people saying the security needs to be consistent. Okay. All right. So, well, he's out. Brandon, this opening segment with Moose, a couple of interruptions, Minoru Suzuki, security. What'd you make of all this?
Hot start to the show. Great start to the show.
Anything else? Come on, brother. You got the mic.
I love seeing the fact that we got this ruthless, unapologetic heel who just owns his shit, doesn't care what he has to do to get what he wants. I mean, it's so refreshing because we're so used to seeing just the chicken shit heel running from everything. Like, for anybody who watches Dragon Ball Z, it's nice to have a Frieza type villain who's just like this unstoppable douchebag who backs up everything that he says.
Right. Unlike Frieza, Moose isn't as effeminate, but but he is unapologetic, and I like his even keel when he's talking. Like, he's not doing wrestling promo yelling guy cliche 101. He just slowly states his case, you know, makes his call outs, right inflections, right times.
Methodical.
Everything he does is methodical. Like, if you even notice just the way he comes out for his entrance, he always just stands there, and then he always steps forward at the same exact point in his music. Like he's got everything down to like even like it's almost like robotic, but not robotic in the bad way where you have no like you have no fluidity of motion. It's more like robotic as in this is a AI in a human body basically programmed to be the best. and I really dig that. And Colin is back, and man, if you didn't go back in the void and rewatch this Moose promo, I don't know what to say to you, boy, because this was
I don't.
great.
It's not like it's the hyperbaric time chamber from Dragon Ball Z. It's not like I can fit in 7 hours of training and like a very little bit of world time. It's you just go like I think I was in Big Ray's house. I don't know where it took me. I just heard really odd noises. Really odd noises. Like
did you hear Dominicans?
Weird
because that's how you'll know for sure if you're at Big Ray's house.
Sounds in Dominicans. That's all I heard.
Okay. Well, anyway, we come back from the break.
Jay Hall in the house. What's up?
Yes. Moose is with Gia, and no music underneath. Says of all the people in this company, he can handle a target on his back. And then Cardona walks up, and he's like saying, "Hey, man, I was this close, man." You know, whatever he said. And then Moose is like, "Well, this close doesn't win championships." And then they punch each other, and then security comes back. So hit the button.
You don't tell me when to hit the button.
Third security appearance. 2
Consistency.
segs. Third security appearance. If there was ever any doubt, like I know we joke around about influencing the show, but come on. Who the hell, like, after 10, 15 years of whatever that they've been playing music underneath promos, and then I come on here for a couple of months and be like, you guys playing music under your promos. Yeah, see? We do it more than they do now. So, if why would they randomly stop after like a decade of doing that bullshit?
Because they heard you.
Yeah, what other reason could there be? What, oh, they just randomly decide to do it just out of the blue? No. And then who comes on here every week and talks about their, having security not show up for all these things, and then all of a sudden they just start doing it. Yeah. So anyway, third security appearance and moves. So, I mean, this is just a continuation, Brandon, of the first thing, but it's nice that we're getting a continuation. It's like we started with Moose, we went to a break and got some more Moose and another fight. So keeping it hot and interesting, right?
Right throughout the show.
Okay. Well, that's hot and fresh out the oven. The Pillsbury Doughboy. But then the show's gonna cool off because Rocky Romero shows up.
And be nice.
Yeah,
Be
I'm
nice
just
there.
it's like we were enjoying a nice episode of Impact, thinking we were at a turning point, but then here comes Rocky Romero and just it's like a splash of cold water to the face. And then Trey Miguel comes out.
He's getting that good brother paycheck. Come on, man.
You gotta have that.
Slack.
You gotta have that downturn on the roller coaster ride.
Yeah, you're right. You do. It helps. And but it's just like, I don't know, if you guys aren't familiar with Rocky Romero out there, don't get familiar. But I'll just give you an example of something that happens in this match, the kind of ridiculous shit. He invented these running and doing clotheslines. Like, maybe Ciampa got it from him. I don't know. That's the person you want to model your career after. But he does these thing called forever clotheslines, where he just yells forever and runs around the ring hitting guys with clotheslines. It's the most awful thing, but not as awful as what I'm about to say. There's this one point in this match where Rocky's standing on the floor. So try to picture this in your mind. Rocky's on the floor. Okay, Trey Miguel's up on the ring apron. Okay, Rocky from the floor grabs Miguel by the feet and flips Trey Miguel backwards into the ring. It's like, do you realize how impossible that would be for even like a Braun Strowman to do? You can't, it's physically impossible to do that, what he did. But Rocky Romero sees no problem with it. He defies the laws of physics, gravity, just whatever,
Romero, bro.
Yeah, whatever he wants. Whatever he wants.
He books New Japan. He's
Rocky Romero does not book New Japan. Don't put that out there and let people believe it. Okay.
One of the good brothers. He helps books talent. He scouts talent. for New
Look,
Japan.
Buckshot Kid. This is when security should have come out and stopped the match. That's right.
Not even supposed to be here today.
That's it. Security's not even supposed to be here for that one. Get out of here.
No, but But yeah, so anyways, there's no security, especially, which is funny because after this match, which Trey Miguel gets the win as he should over a 56-year-old man, Burt Macklin appears and attacks, but no security shows up here. Because probably in their mind they were thinking, well, it'd be ridiculous if they showed up 4 times in 2 segments. But I say, well, isn't that what I said before? Like, if you keep doing it, you'll see how ridiculous it looks, and you keep booking segments where you need security. It's very simple. This isn't real. So you can write it however you want, and just don't write a thing where you need security to come down if you don't want them to come down. But clearly there's a lot of them. They were all ready to just jump out dude, when Moose and Matt Cardona fought backstage, they threw like 2 punches before security swarmed them. It was the fastest security response in the history of security responses. So they could have come out here and stopped Burt Macklin from, assaulting poor innocent Trey Miguel. It's bad enough he had to have a match with Rocky Romero, and now this, just the disgrace for your new X Division champion. So, but yeah, that's what I thought about it. But Brandon, did you have any thoughts on this match or any of the proceedings therein?
I'm digging Trey's entrance. That's one thing TNA has always done really well, is giving guys unique entrances, like from even back in like the early Asylum days to LAX to even later on to like now with Trey. And I thought in the match, Rocky Romero, he telegraphed way too much. Like there was a spot where he was just standing there bent over, like looked like he was waiting for him to flip over. Like, come on, dude.
He probably was catching his breath as well at the same time.
That's what chin locks are for.
He is 62 years old, so you have to forgive him.
He needs to put people in chin locks if he wants.
Yeah, you'd think he would have learned from his good brother, compadres. I think Trey Miguel's music is shitty. I don't like his song, and I think he should probably jazz it up. But with the entrance, what you're talking about, I assume is, like the spray paint thing and all that stuff. Yeah, that's fine.
That's what I knocked last time when we talked about it, is how he was like off with the spray painting, like he didn't know how it was going to be spray painted. It just doesn't look right. Like he's a mashup of too many different people's gimmicks.
Did he sync up with the spray paint more this time, Brandon, in your opinion, or not?
I thought so this time.
Okay, because I when I see him coming out, I'm kind of like on my phone, like getting ready to make notes for the match. Like, okay, it's going to be Rocky Romero versus Trey Miguel, and as I'm typing that, he's doing his entrance. So I didn't see if he synced up the spray paint. Well, Brandon says yes. So, again, another influence that we have here on the show. Even if Colin doesn't watch, he can still influence the show. It's very important.
I watched that episode. That's how I knew that it happened. Jeez.
I'm just saying, even if you don't.
Lay off.
Even if you don't. And you wouldn't want to watch this, because here comes Jellering. And there with Gia.
I definitely don't want to watch that.
There with Gia and no music underneath. Interrupted by all that Gia, no music underneath, interrupted by was taking care of my predictive text did that for me, so I didn't have to actually type it all out, which is nice. But then I had to actually manually put in that Steels and Evans walked up, and they just said some stuff that they usually say. Jordan Grace is dressed like 98 Steve Austin here. She's got the fucking black t-shirt and the tapered leg, like tight jeans on. Only thing she's missing is a fanny pack, and she would be Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And a couple knee braces.
But yes, she might even have the quads like Steve Austin 98 too. That's, but yeah, this is it's fairly simple. It's just there to, kind of set up a match a little bit later. So they don't spend a lot of time on it. But it's fine. I liked Rachel's, banter with Tasha here. Brandon, anything to add?
I mean, pretty much just accomplished what it's supposed to accomplish. Set up a match. Everybody did their part well. I mean, simple, basic. Not really much to it. Very
basic, very simple, but fine. Then Burt Macklin walks up to the camera and he tries a promo. But then D'Amore walks up and he tries reprimanding Burt Macklin for what went on out there. So even though he didn't send security, he's addressing it here. So like I'll almost give him a pass on that. And so anyway, yeah, he's trying to say, hey man, you can't just do whatever you want, man. And then that gets interrupted by Matt Cardona and Eddie Edwards walking up like, hey man, we both want to fight Moose for the championship, man. And Scott D'Amore's like, okay, you know what? You could fight Moose, and we'll do a 6-man tag next week if Moose can find 2 partners that can stand him at this point. And then he sees Josh Alexander down the hall choking Brian Hebner, the referee, and this causes him to go over there, and he has to talk Josh Alexander down. And by and Josh Alexander saying, what did he say? He said, this isn't about the title. My wife and kids were in that ring. And Scott D'Amore's like, I get it, blah, blah, blah. Whatever Scott D'Amore would say to set up some kind of a match later, right? At some point. Here's what I like about this. The whole thing was one Goodfellas-like shot where it starts at just your standard interview in front of the Impact logo, or not with, no, actually not. It starts with Burt walking up to the camera, but almost like he was supposed to be there. But then all these people just come in. So it's like the camera was there for one thing, and then it had to move and follow. So like actually has to follow Scott D'Amore when he goes down the hall. And it seems like chaotic stuff is happening, but it doesn't all seem like overly phony and set up and staged the way it usually does. So I really like the way they did this, but it's too artistic to do all the time. Like you can't do this kind of stuff all the time. It's a step in the right direction, but you can't take this success and beat it into the ground, right? Brandon, did you see the same thing? Like, did you like the dynamism of the camera and the feeling? Did it feel to you like, okay, we're witnessing a moment here?
Yeah, it felt like it's a natural, organic, in the moment thing. Because people it felt like a legitimate thing just happening right there, and then cameras happened to be there catching it as it was happening.
Yes, and this was a good thing for Scott too, because he's like he's beset on all sides by people yelling at him, and he's like trying to be the boss and do it. So he doesn't have time to cut his usual wrestling promos. Like he normally just does a wrestling promo in whatever situation he's in. But this time he's has to react to the stuff at a more natural speed. But yeah, I was a fan of this, and it's a step in the right direction. But again, don't overdo it, because then if you do too much stuff that's set up like this, then it's like it's the natural organic feeling of it will become unnatural if it keeps getting repeated over and over and over again. So that's my thing on that, but I like to see that. Then we go into Tasha versus Rachel. So Steels versus Rachel here. They set this match up with that promo a couple minutes ago or whatever. So Brandon, do you have any notes on this match? What did you think about it? Talk about it.
I thought it was kind of a pretty sloppy match. They did not click at all. I mean, it just felt like there was off, and there was a spot in there where Ellering was out, and it just felt like Jordan Grace just rolled her in, like, oh, and then starts getting stopped, like, way to throw your friend back right to the wolves. Like, that just seemed off.
Yeah. So my thing is, if you want to talk about stuff that I've been saying, Rachel's gear lately has been covering her stomach. So as long as she's listening, let me throw in this little note. You got to rein those, if you're going to do the knife edge chops, like I say to everyone, you got to rein those things in and learn how to do them correctly. If you're going to do it at all, you might as well do it right. You don't, when you're chopping somebody, you don't swipe up, okay? You don't swipe up like you do on Instagram when you want to see more. You don't swing it sideways. You don't swing your arm like you're trying to move something, like move a shower curtain out of your way. Okay, you lift your arm up and then it comes down. It comes down at an angle, especially if somebody's shorter than you. Like Tasha's so short, she's shorter than everyone. So everybody should be chopping down at her. But somehow Rachel Ellering found a way to like swing her arm upwards as she's doing the chop, which is very, very out of your way, like unnatural. You want to talk about unnatural. So the key is you come down. Don't hit with your fingers. I'm not saying she did, but you don't hit with your fingers. You just keep your hand like this. See how my hand is? It's slightly curved, thumbs kind of tucked in. You don't tense it up. You just let it lay loose. You bring it down flat on somebody's chest. If you want it to make a high-pitched smack sound, then you hit them on the near side. If you want a lower-pitched thwack sound, you hit them on the far side. Okay? But you just let your hand flatten out against their chest. You don't swipe it off them. You don't overly follow through with it. You just bring it down and hit them. If you're going to do it, there's your chop lesson for the night. The match, like Brandon said, didn't really have the chemistry there, but I think the layout of the match was okay for them too and what they wanted to do. The finish was a backslide by Rachel. And Tasha's shoulders were not down at all. Like every other count, the different shoulder was up. So she basically had a different shoulder off the mat for every count of the 3 count. So if you want to turn that into an angle where she complains about Brian Hebner, then that's fine. Because we've already got some issues with Brian Hebner, which that was Josh Alexander's gripe was that Hebner did not. Before he started that match, the Call Your Shot match, he didn't get the family out of the ring before he even called for the bell. So that's why Josh Alexander was getting ready to kill this man for putting his family in danger. Now he's over here not even knowing how to correctly count somebody's shoulders down. So there you go with that. That's another thing. If they want to address that, they can. If not, just get your damn shoulders down. And
they could say he was flustered because that was the segment right before that.
True. That's true. They could easily work it in. Unfortunately, they've taped all these shows already, so it's too late to fix it now. We'll have to see if they address it in the next episode. If they don't, they blew it. But Colin, I'll ask you this. We're talking about Rachel Ellering and Tasha Steelz here. Does Rachel really need a technical pin victory on such a tiny opponent like this? Can't she just win the match?
Right,
like if she's gonna win, can she just win?
She's trying not to pose her size. That's why she's trying to look all technical while she's doing it. Even though she flaunts her size everywhere she goes.
Does she, Rachel?
Oh, not Rachel. I apologize.
I know what you were thinking, but yeah. Now reframing the question with the right person in mind. Do you really have to can't my question is more about Tasha, at Tasha's size with the kind of heel she is, where she's like, a motor mouth that gets heat that way and has a heater that's giant size next to her, whether they call him heater on screen or not, that's what she is. Does that kind of a heel need an out, like a technical pin? Can she just not take a finish and lose and keep her heat?
You would think,
in your opinion,
you would think that she would be able to lose and keep her heat because she could just talk her way out of that. Maybe they're trying to just give something for Rachel.
Well, if you want to give something for Rachel, then let her hit a power move and fucking pin her. That's
true. Maybe they're not. Well, this is Impact we're talking about.
Well, they're listening, so I'm putting it out there now. If you got a girl that looks like Rachel and a girl that looks like Tasha, and you want the bigger girl to go over, let her go over. If not, have Tasha win. What's the problem? But don't have her do some move that's so awkward. Like, she could wear Tasha Steelz like a backpack and she's going to do a backslide. Can you imagine what it looks like if you're trying to backslide your own backpack? It'd look weird, right? Yeah. So
I was going to say maybe they saw Nyla choke slamming Thunder Rosa and giving her a concussion and were like, hey, no, we're going to play it safe. But then I was like, wait, no, Impact is pre-recorded. So that happened before Nyla. Maybe it's like that Simpsons thing. Maybe they were telling the future.
Maybe so. Well, that's a damn shame. But that's what you get when you get people that don't know how to do anything in there trying to do things.
Leave the choke slamming to Kane and Undertaker.
Yes, please leave it to them. Even though both of them are basically retired. Still, leave it to them.
Leave it to them.
Speaking of chokes...
We saw it enough.
Seen enough. We and speaking of choke slams, here comes Morrissey. He's trying to say something to the camera. And then Moose walks in. And then he says, as a man of his word, he said if he formed an alliance with Morrissey and Morrissey helped him get to where he is, that he would give Morrissey the first shot. And that's how he convinces Morrissey to join his 6-man tag for next week.
Nice. Very smart.
So the
That's
alliance...
where you hit that.
Right. The alliance is still alive. You like this continuity, Brandon?
Yep, and he also reminded him too, like he also kept his word. He said, hey, I looked you in the eye and told you, first chance I get, I'm going to screw you.
Mm-hmm. And he did.
His words.
And it was the first chance he got because they were working very well as a team. All the way up to that battle royal and even during it. So, pretty good. And just in case anybody lives in Canada is interested, Schneider's Beef Jumbo Wieners, $5.99 for 375 grams, whatever that means. We don't weigh things like that here. Actually, we do. It's on sale this week, so check it out. Is Schneider's, I assume, is that the grocery store? I don't even know. I don't know anything about Canada. I only know they have Tim Hortons. That's all I know.
And Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm talking about food-wise. Like, I don't know. I don't think Trailer Park Boys is a food, but I know you can get those Tim Horton donuts that we don't have here. Can they expand down here? Can we get some Tim Hortons down here in the U.S.?
Dunkin',
No? Okay.
Dunkin' is all you get.
Okay. Colin said no.
There was one right by where I used to do deliveries at, but they did not last too long.
Damn. Why not? Where was that?
St. Louis.
Fuck trash. Missouri trash. Anyway. No offense. So Gia has an exclusive interview with the Inspiration. And she goes, there you go. If you're audio only, you miss Colin doing the pose. And Brandon doing the pose. I will not do a pose.
You do the.
I will continue to.
We're gonna try this again. Okay.
No,
One,
we're not.
2, 3. Inspiration.
All right.
There you go. We got a pose.
I did it
Yay.
a little bit. All right. So
Krispy Kreme is way better, Canada Spaceman.
Well, I mean, we've had that. I just want to have different things. That's all. So anyway, Inspiration, different. They do their interview with Gia. And I'm glad to see the So Nice thing is back. Are you guys familiar with the So Nice thing? I think it's like, it seems like it's from Mean Girls or something, but I know they've done it before. Where, anyway, they say, it's been so nice. It's been so nice to talk to you. And then they try to say something else and they both go, so nice. Like saying basically like, it's over. You don't get it. It's time for you to leave. That kind of thing. So I'm glad to see they're doing that gimmick again. So yeah, here's the Inspiration. This is kind of what they're all about. More of this is what we need. Brandon, how familiar are you with the Iconics, the Inspiration, or whatever before this? And if none, then what do you think after this?
I didn't really get much out of them. All I know about that, all I remember from them is that I liked how they looked because I thought they were hot as shit.
Mm-hmm.
But this, I really like this because I dug how like Gia kept going, okay, you're the inspiration, but how do you inspire? And it's basically just like, no, you're more about yourself. You're trying to say, well, we're going to inspire everybody by being like super awesome and look up to us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm liking that. I dig that. If they think that they're helping people, it's like, no, you're about yourself.
Yes. Very good. Very good. It's very entertaining. Now, since they're listening, this is another long running issue that I've brought it up, but I haven't put as much emphasis on it because we haven't needed to, because we've had other more pressing issues. But now that we're addressing the pressing issues in regards to security and levels of moose on any given show and the whole, whatever else I've done. This is where we've got to talk about the lighting. This weird colored mood lighting. Colin, you know what I'm talking about, where every room has to be some kind of garish levels of red, green, a weird orange. We know they tape in the impact zone and they've got certain setups that they probably do. However, this is Sam's Town. They're at Sam's Town, a completely different location, and they're lighting these rooms like that. So they're
Did they
bringing,
do any COVID testing?
Uh-oh.
and there you go. So, anyway, the lighting. So we've got these weird color lighting that makes everything look ugly. This shit looks terrible. It looks hideous. Like this, you got these two hot girls. Well, 3 hot girls if you count Gia. There you go, Spaceman. And the assistant holding the water doesn't really count, but this room is like this weird red color, and you've seen them use this. Like they use it later for a Good Brothers thing, or somebody else was standing in front of a red thing, and then they did a green one later. But they've been doing this. You've seen it ever since you've been watching it, how they do these weird background colors. I don't know what the purpose of it is, but it's one of the most unnatural and ugly things that you could ever see on your television. Agree or disagree?
Agree. Like, why not set it up like a regular TV interview with like normal lighting?
That's a very nice basic question that we have no answer to at this current moment, because I don't have an inside track to Impact. But I don't know what they could possibly get out of this. Like, I don't think if someone was, well, they're not going to find this flipping through channels because nobody has Access TV. But if let's say someone showed them a clip of this on YouTube, perhaps, and they saw this, someone might say, such as yourself or another casual viewer might say, why does the room look like that? Okay? That might be your response to that before anything else, because it doesn't look like anything else on Earth. Like, it looks like you have to go out of your way to make something look that ugly, like a room light look that ugly. However, if you flip that around and you show them, like a backstage segment in WWE or AEW, or even NXT or anything else, any other place on any other TV wrestling, and whatever people might say about that backstage segment, the one thing they're not going to say is, hey, how come there's not green light washed over this whole thing? No one's ever going to say that. So why are we doing it? What purpose does that serve? It only costs you extra money, and you got to lug some lighting treatment around with you wherever you go in your production trucks. So you could save, like, like one, what was the cryptocurrency we were talking about earlier? The shit one?
Oh yeah, the shit coin.
Yeah. Is that really what it's called?
I think, I don't know, but I know there's the toilet one, yeah.
Okay, well, that whatever that toilet one is, you could save one of those worth of gas from not having to bring around the extra weight of those ugly lights everywhere you go. At the very least, you could do that, and you could save time with some poor production guy setting it up, right? Yeah, Elizabeth says it's like special fiend mood lighting, right? His was a very dark red, and it was consistent all the time. And even though that really sucked, at least it was tied to something, connected to something. It's like, oh, if the Fiend's having a match, it's red in here. Yep. Hated it. Absolutely hated it. Not defending it. However, that was tied to the Fiend specifically. This is just how they do it, and I don't know why. And it looks ugly, and it makes everyone else look ugly. So, time to get rid of it. And yeah. So next is Joe Doring versus Heath. And this is Heath, and he's back, and he let's see, not much to say here. Joe did get a fat guy crossbody in under a minute. Now, are you, Brandon? I think you joined after, and I don't remember if we've ever gotten to. Are you familiar with the term "fat guy crossbody" here?
I've never heard the term before, but I've pretty much got an idea of what that is. Because I'm pretty sure I've seen it before.
Right. It's when a fat guy does a crossbody. So basically it's the something that, in days of, yesteryear, small guys would do a crossbody because it would take a guy's entire weight to knock like a larger person down. It's pretty basic wrestling staple. But sometime around the time of Funkasaurus Brodus Clay, he decided, or somebody decided it would be a good idea if a humongous fat man did a crossbody because it looks so devastating when you hit somebody with it. And now it seems like anybody that's either of a certain height and weight or just obese or whatever likes to do a crossbody. And so here one is. I've named it that. That is my name for it. No one else has named it that. It's pretty self-explanatory. Like you said, you can figure it out, but that is just that. And he did one here. And then the match gets thrown out. But the big story here is that Eric Young appears to be healed. And he goes on to, Violent by Design goes on to beat up Rhino and Heath here. So, thoughts on this?
I mean, it served his purpose. A decent enough match. So Dorian looks like just like this nasty, dude you don't want to get into a fight with. He does his part well, as the muscle of the group, and served his purpose and kept the story going.
Right. I'm not sure I want the story to keep going, but it looks like it is. And the main thing was really just to show that Eric Young is now 100% because he's jumping up and down on his knee and doing body slamming Rhino and all this other stuff. So we'll see. Yes, next is the Good Brothers promo, interrupted by Finjuice in the blood orangest colored room ever of all time. This is what I was talking about earlier. They do the same shit. It's gross, and I don't like it. And that's before I even get to the color of the room. So, any thoughts on this promo?
Just the basic, Finjuice. I like them; they're good. I don't see more out of the tag team division. Like it's just basically been these three for a bit. Like where's Willie Mack and where's Rich Swann? Where's
Not on this show.
We definitely need some new blood in the tag division. That's for sure. Where's the Bullet Club?
What's not on this show either. And what's a bad thing is when you get more blood in the tag team division, they throw it all in one match. And the stew doesn't always taste great when you have more ingredients. Doesn't always. So, but basically Finjuice's point is that the Good Brothers never beat them, so they still deserve a shot at the titles. Anyway. Then we get the Demon with Gia and no music underneath. Interrupted by Swinger. He comes in and says the most words that he's ever said without laughing on Impact Television. And then Taurus and Steve back the Demon up, and Swinger takes a powder. So, thoughts on this semi-serious Swinger?
That's a different direction. It's kind of, we'll see where he goes with it. It's kind of interesting to see that looks like the Demons joined Decay.
Oh, maybe. That's weird. I didn't really think he was going to stick around. I kind of thought it was a guy in town for a payday. But then again, I guess if you're going to show up and put all that gear on, you might as well get some use out of it, right? Probably takes...
Stay for the taping, why not?
Yeah. But yeah, so that was that. And then Mickie James comes out, and she's in the ring, and then Madison Rayne comes out and challenges Mickie James for a long time. Like, it takes her a long time to challenge Mickie James in this match. This felt like interminable. And as much as I love looking at Mickie James, that's how much I don't care to see Madison Rayne or hear Madison Rayne. So, this was a mixed bag for me. And Caleb gets slapped by Mickie, but other than that, relatively uneventful, other than obviously Mickey's going to accept Madison's challenge. Not something I'm looking forward to, but whatever. How about yourself?
I mean, it's pretty much just a match. Established Mickie as, title champ. They have a history, don't they? They've wrestled before in the past.
Probably. I mean, they've both been around in Impact so long here and there that they must have crossed their paths for, is it French Spider-Man? No, it's just, no, Colin's just wearing a beret.
No, I don't have a beret on it.
It looked like a beret the way you had it.
All right.
Okay. All right. It's not a beret, guys. Don't worry. For the audio only, it's not a beret.
In the void. Oh my gosh, the void. I was working on this picture of Hameen and Moose to be our new icon for the show, but I'm trying to get it the right size so it's as big as this moose. See that big, beautiful moose?
I always like more moose, especially, or not especially, but even if it is at the expense of Ben Hameen. I think they're having a gentlemanly disagreement.
They
in
are
that
having
picture.
a very gentlemanly disagreement. Yeah.
Brandon, you were about to say something about Mickey and Madison?
No, actually, they're gonna go back to something that Kansas Spaceman said.
Okay.
That is the same guy who was the demon WCW, Dale Torborg.
It is Dale Torborg. Okay, so we confirm that.
Yep.
Kansas Spaceman also says that she has new entrance music, but I'm 100% sure she came out to hardcore country again, and she actually even sang a lyric of it right before she started her promo. So I don't know what she's talking about. And I really don't know what he's talking about when he says Madison looks so juicy, because she looks like if a baboon got plastic surgery. And Lisbeth says, can I just say Madison Rayne looks like if she gets hit in the face, her cheeks and lips may explode, and that's because she was a baboon that got plastic surgery. But yes. Well, she didn't get hit in the face here. Caleb did, and that's his job, to get hit in the face, usually by women, and that's fine. Yeah, we're all fine with that, right? Everybody's fine with that? Okay. Now, here's another exciting moment. Gia attempts to get a word with Musasi in front of a disgusting green background. But they kind of blow past her and say, like, she's like, "Who do you have a third partner?" And he's like, "We're working on it." And walks down the hallway. Who's sitting in the hallway by himself but Minoru Suzuki, the king of pro wrestling. Don't know what he's doing sitting there. He probably should have had a volume of One Piece manga to read, but nonetheless, he's sitting there, and Moose appeals to him by saying that they need his help to beat up Josh Alexander. And with a simple fist bump or two, Suzuki's in. So now we have our 3-man team to take on Fat Eddie, Zack Ryder, and Josh Alexander.
Does
I like it.
Excite you to see Suzuki and Moose teaming up like this?
It's almost like a dream come true. It's almost as if they were booking this based on the preferences of a guy who does a podcast about Impact Wrestling.
It's
But
like
let's not read too much into
Rocky's listening to you, bro.
Yes. Well, don't you even.
Rocky's listening to your ever.
And then our main event here is not this, actually. This would have been a great main event, just getting Suzuki in the hallway. But instead, we're treated to a match with Chris Sabin and Ace Austin.
I'm more
Brandon, I'll let
excited
you go.
about that.
I'll let you go first. I'll let Brandon go first. That's how excited I am. Take it away.
And I've never really been a fan of the whole warrior spirit stuff. I mean, I'm sorry, it just does not make any sense to me where you just take a straight up kick to the face like Sabin did and just no sell it. Like you'd be just out. I mean, unless you're on PCP, I'm sorry.
He might be. I mean, I don't know. Look at him.
Nice.
That's that's basically what you got. No kicks to the face for Chris Sabin. Well, here's another thing I don't like about Chris Sabin here in this match. Madman Fulton has to interfere twice, because God forbid anyone get over on the great Chris Sabin. Like, it's like he tries to interfere once and then gets kicked. He gets kicked in the face. Madman Fulton does. And then finally he's able to, get it back so that he can distract Chris Sabin slightly long enough for Ace Austin to hit the fold and actually get the win here. So, I would get it if this is like, I don't know, if they didn't do this kind of stuff all the time where they had to have an excuse for everybody. But Chris Sabin is just another guy, and he looks tiny and young, but he's not. He's old. He is tiny, but he's older, right? And so it's like he's at that point now where, you got to let go of the idea that you're going to be the focal point of this company and start helping guys like Ace Austin get to the point where they can actually do something. So if you're going to, and he did take a pin from Ace Austin. So that's good. But we don't need to protect Chris Sabin that much to the point where it takes 2 Madman Fulton interferences, one of which Sabin gets over on him in, Like, we don't need to do that. We're not. It's not that serious, guys. Chris Sabin could take an L and be fine with it, and he could come back and get a win later and be fine with that. But, yeah, you really just don't have to stick your tongue up all these guys' assholes all the time. Just tell them they're taking a loss and they get paid the same. That's it.
That what was going on in OVW?
What?
People sticking their tongues up other people's buttholes?
Oh, yeah, but that was regardless of the wrestling politics. They did that on their free time.
But did they do it for wrestling politics too?
No, they just did little, like,
Just shit in your bag?
passive, no, more like passive-aggressive complaining behind your back type stuff. Nothing exciting or juicy. Nothing as juicy as Madison. Actually, it's exactly as juicy as Madison Rain, which is that she looks like a piece of fruit that all the juice was wrung out of it.
You'd
So
be nice. You'd be nice.
that's how
calm down.
how juicy. That's how juicy it is. I may be bald, but that won't work on me. Anyway, so as I said at the start, best episode yet since we took over Impact Attack, in my opinion. Still need to work on the mood lighting and the amount of interruptions on any given show, but most segments, if not all, had a point to them. There was a reason why the segments took place. It wasn't just time filler. And they all set up future engagements. So it may not have happened on this show. Something set up something to happen on this show. Something's set up next week. So there was a point to everything that happened. Whether you care about the point, there was a point. So that is a step in the right direction, a positive step, and I like that. Also, there was several Moose appearances, which there can't be too many Moose appearances. There's never too many. Not only because he's the champ, and not only because he made so many enemies so that it makes sense that he would have to keep recurring throughout the show, but because he is Moose. And because he's far and away the best reason to watch. So I appreciate the more Moose. I would appreciate it whether he's the champ or not. But now that he is the champ, this definitely gives him a reason. It's great. They've built in some stuff now. I didn't give them as much credit at the time as they were building it. But now that I'm seeing it, I see, oh, Moose has a bunch of people that hate him. And they've set that up. And now, here we go. We're off to the races. So that makes it interesting. And as long as any excuse to get more Moose on the show is a good one, but it's better if the excuse makes sense, right? So that's what I think about it. Any other final closing thoughts from Brandon? And even though Colin perhaps missed this episode, you can sit here and cut a promo on how great Moose is as soon as Brandon's done.
I was there in spirit.
Okay, I know.
No, I thought it was a pretty decent show coming out of Bound for Glory. Sets up basically kind of like a new season. Concluded some stories, got some new ones started while still remembering and continuation of what's happened before. I mean, it's interesting. I'm interested to see where they go from here. I hope they improve. I hope they build off this and just keep going from here.
What did you feel about the amount of Moose? Would you say it was too much, too little, or just right?
Could have had a little more.
All right, that was the only correct answer. I was testing you. There's no such thing, as I said earlier. I even gave you the answer. I already gave you the answer to the test question. I said there's no such thing as too much Moose. So you passed. Yes. So let's have a round of applause for Brandon. Colin, please, if you would.
Yay. I'm getting to it. Yay.
And then let's have a round of applause for Moose for knocking it out of the park in his first Impact episode as champion. And now let's have some guards to hustle me on out of here and end the show. That's for Madison Rain.
No. That's from Madison Rain.
Fact or fiction? Madison Rain is a baboon with plastic surgery.
One's in the chat. You heard the fact or fiction. Fact or fiction again, Vet. What was the fact or fiction?
Oh, you want me to repeat it?
Yes.
Okay, well, mostly I would just rewind it if I was listening, but since we're live, I'll just repeat it one more time. Fact or fiction? Madison Rain is a baboon with plastic surgery.
So put ones in the chat for fact. Put twos in the chat for fiction. We'll get the results here for
We've
fact
got
or
a fact
fiction
already.
here in just a second.
Javi says it's a fact
Got
for
one,
the record.
one, two,
Elizabeth
two.
says it's a fact for the record.
It's two for fact.
I'm
Canada
just gonna go
Spaceman,
ahead
I'm
and
assuming that's a 3. He's in with a 2. Okay, Canada Spaceman has a 2. You are all fiction.
fair enough.
Fair enough.
Well, Canada Spaceman, I would say that his taste in women is questionable. However, his taste in women seems to be all women. So I do respect the fact that he, is definitely consistent. That's one thing I will always give Canada Spaceman is that he is consistent. So that kind of wraps it up for this edition of your Impact Attack, right, Colin?
But you didn't give me a chance to espouse the greatness that is Moose.
Well, that's why I asked you if it's correct that we're wrapping up, and if you say it's not, then
It is.
Take
It
it
is
away.
totally. It is totally not, because Moose is the greatest champion that Impact has ever needed, and this alliance, this deadly alliance that Moose is putting together with the likes of Minoru Suzuki and W Morrissey is something that Impact does not need, because they are going to run roughshod until they implode upon themselves, at which Moose will stand tall. And by that time, he will be coming December 23rd to air out his grievances at the Festivus episode that the A Show will be having on twitch.tv/the A Show. That is the A Show, hosted by Aaron Stevens and April Hunter, having the largest ever Festivus event on the internet. You guys are welcome to come. Moose is going to be there because he is the grand champion. Vet's going to be there to air out his grievances and do some strengths, some feats of strengths, as well as Brandon. Brandon, his feat of strength is he's going to watch all of those DVDs on books that he has behind him. That's it's going to be amazing. Just until we get to the horse whisperer, at which point we will all fall asleep, and he will steal all of your jewels. I don't.
Hey, Buckshot Kid says 2 weeks in a row with no Big Ray. You must have all of his accounts blocked.
No, unfortunately, I did not send him a link this time. I only sent 2 links out. So I was running behind. I'm sure he probably would have come on the show. I haven't talked to him today.
And as a result, we're just over an hour. Now, Buckshot Kid, what I say to you in response to that is, you did not vote on the fact for fiction. So, fact or fiction? Madison Rain is a baboon with plastic surgery. 1 for fact, 2 for fiction. It's not too late. You can all get your votes in. Everyone else can vote again, by the way.
Ray probably is walking the streets as French Spider-Man, yelling at people high on gummies.
I just hope he doesn't get stabbed.
Buckshot Kid with the 1. So that's
all
3.
Right.
3 with
Voted
1.
down. Voted down, Spaceman.
Sorry, Canada Spaceman.
That's all right.
Majority rules.
That's all right. Canada Spaceman likes enough hot women. I can't be mad at him.
And if you like hot women, you can come on over to the A Show, December
Nice.
23rd, 7:30 p.m. at Eastern Standard Time, for the beautiful April Hunter. God, who knows what she'll be wearing for Festivus. Brandon, we're wrapping up the show here. Let everybody know where they can find you at, sir.
Yep, you can find me on Twitter, on pretty much on all the socials. Still trying to figure out what we're going to be going with that. And yeah, we're still, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't got a lot this week. I'm sorry.
And Sonic also with a fact. This is overwhelming. Yes, well, I guess I'll just take this time to tell them where they can find me at. Even though
Oh,
they should know
Sonic
by
with
now.
the ones in the chat.
I
Oh,
already
sorry to
said
interrupt.
I already
there.
said that.
Yeah.
You interrupted me to say something I just said. So
No, it's okay. I the HMG Fantasy Football League. I just won my match tonight. Thank you for Patrick Mahomes having a terrible game and Travis Kelce.
yeah,
As
what
I
is
only
up?
scored 117 points and my opponent only scored 96.
What is up with those bums?
Rough
right?
outing there.
No, Spaceman, don't go. We're not done yet. I didn't tell you where you can find me.
I
So
think they know.
yeah, no, he's got a fact or fiction. You can find me at Opinion Haver on all social medias, any one of your social medias except for Facebook or Meta. You won't find me on Meta either, I don't believe.
I think we'll find Opinion Haver on Meta.
You know what? You're right. I better create a Meta account just to shut it down so no one else can have it, like I did with TikTok and what's the other
Grindr.
one? Snapchat. No, the Grinder one's active. Now the rest of the places, you know, my own 9 days from tonight, you can find me, or tonight, or immediately. You could look up Opinion Haver on YouTube, and I'll take you to my channel, in which I have all of these podcasts that I appear on at HMG. What is this? The vet was not on
It
Smack
says the
Attack.
vet was not on Smack Attack, which is why he had them killed this past
Oh,
weekend.
did they not do the show?
No, I guess they didn't.
Because James put up the reservation many days in advance, and it's still sitting up there. So I guess they didn't get to do it, but no one reached out to me on that one. I would have been there. You could find me there. You can find me on past episodes and on any episodes of HMG's YouTube broadcasts on my page. It'll be under a playlist called Vetcasts. So if you want to go back in time and listen to all the things I told Impact to do that they are now finally getting around to doing, that's one easy place to do it. Some of them don't seem to appear on the HMG page, maybe due to shadow banning or some other reasons, so you may not be able to find them there. They will be unlisted, but they should be on my page. So I'll add this to that page as soon as we're done here. You can find me on the Next Level Wrestling Review podcast every Wednesday with Big Ray Hernandez. If he makes it home from his French Spider-Man walk through the streets of New York high on gummies without getting stabbed, he will be there on Wednesday morning, and we will talk about NXT, which is a great time. The newest episode of Destino, a New Japan Pro Wrestling podcast with Dr. Michael Jargo, just dropped a couple of days ago, in which he and I break down the G1. The whole G1. Not every single match, but we talk about all the guys and what the implications are going forward for New Japan, and we kind of give our thoughts on that.
Yeah, you good?
And then we can do the latest thing you can find me on is the RTW Rewind with Rad Rob, where we talked about some anniversaries, big anniversaries. 20 years ago, WrestleMania 17. 30 years ago, Street Fighter 2. 40 years ago now, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Brandon, can you believe it's been that long since those things have happened?
Man, it's crazy, man. Just how time passes. Like I like what I listen to on the radio is Lithium on Sirius XM, and they're celebrating the whole 30th anniversary of Nevermind, and it's like shit.
Yeah, 30 years ago, Nevermind happened. Is there? I know there's probably lots of things like that where
you
you
guys can
Sir?
Big Ray, can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you guys hear him? Big Ray, say what's up. You're live on air. Big Ray. Oh, he hung up.
Fact or fiction? Big Ray is at a loss for words for a change.
He was. I think I woke him up. I didn't mean to. We were trying to call him to make sure he was safe. Oh.
Well, that would have made this last another 40 minutes, which I don't think any of us needed. So, with all due respect to Big Ray, oh jeez, is he coming?
So you're gonna wake me up and then you're gonna fucking hang up.
No, I didn't hang up. I didn't mean to. I thought you hung up. I
Nigga,
apologize.
if you have me, listen, I'm gonna explain something to you. If you have me online, live, on the show, and you just woke me up and you're not sick for a week, this is gonna really hinder our friendship.
That's not good. because
All right,
you're
have a good night.
You're live here with the vet and
Have a good
Brandon.
night.
I hope you're
Have
feeling better.
have a good night. We'll talk tomorrow.
All right, Ray. We'll see you. Good night, sir.
Now that is a side of Ray you don't normally see, unless you really look for it, which doesn't take much. So, yeah, hopefully Big Ray will be there on Wednesday, but he might call in sick. She has been known to do, or miss the show for other completely avoidable reasons. Or that's the whole reason we're on the Impact Attack is because of Big Ray's schedule. Anyways, that's enough out of me. You know where to find me. But go listen to that Rad Rob episode. Have you got a chance to listen to that in your 40-minute commute, Colin? You could probably knock it out in 3 or 4 trips. The latest episode with me and Rad Rob.
I did listen to it. It was very interesting. I do enjoy some lowbrow comedy. I gotta admit.
I thought it was pretty highbrow, but perhaps I need to redefine my
No. The comment that was said about me, about the highbrow and the lowbrow.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I think you appreciate lots of a wide variety of comedies, and that's one of the reasons that that Colin is so diverse. But in any case, I think our diversity has run out, and I think it's time to get everybody off to bed, just like Big Ray, unless he can't sleep now because he was woken up. So
Yeah, I feel bad now.
So take us home, Colin.
Well, you guys can find me at Colin Weissong on Twitter, at Colin Weissong on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere else. You can also find me on the A Show each Tuesday at
Meta? Can you
7:30
find on
p.m.
Meta?
Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/the A Show on YouTube. Search the A Show with April Hunter and Aaron Stevens on YouTube to find us there. And give us a like, follow. Make sure you give us a like on this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It helps the algorithm out if you hit the thumbs up. I guess it helps the algorithm out if you hit the thumbs down too. But it just hit the thumbs up so we can get that up, get the views up, get us in there for Impact Wrestling reviews and the like. I don't know what's going on there with the squeakiness there. Brandon's playing with a doggy chew toy at this moment in time. He's got the bottle of Jergens ready for when he gets off air here. It is go time.
I thought that's what it sounds like when you smash the like button. You don't really smash. It's not like the kids say.
You lube
you just press it. You just press it gently.
You lube your hands to get that like button smashed. Hit that notification bell to know when Brandon makes fart sounds with his hands. And yeah, I guess I don't have anything else. Check out the Next Level Wrestling review on Wednesday. Everything else that we offer here, Channel Attitude,
Attitude. That's
Media
right.
Group
Sign
YouTube
up.
channel, all of these great things.
It's the first sign up, or the second sign up. Sign up
For-
and get your Channel
Buckshot
Attitude and your
Kid,
Patreon.
Lisbeth, Canada Spaceman, Sonic, and anyone else in the chat that I
Shout
did
outs to
not,
Sonic's wife if she walks in
that
the
I did
room.
not say. I'm saying good night. Hang on, I think Big Ray is back. Hang on. Yo, what's up?
Listen,
Yes.
I'm serious. I'm really angry at you right now. I'm not live on the fucking air, right?
Colin has muted his part of the conversation.
Okay. Hang on.
He appears to be laughing about something. This is again riveting radio entertainment. He appears to still be talking. I don't like where this is going. Big Ray does not sound like he's in the mood, Brandon.
No, and the fact that it's muted kind of tells me it's like, oh shit, he ain't playing.
That's right. He knows Big Ray will go back and listen to this. So anything that is said during these remaining seconds or minutes is crucial. So we have to watch what we say very carefully. We cannot speak our true feelings about Big Ray, lest he might learn the truth.
All right, you're live on air, Bray. Go ahead, say what you have to say.
I just want to say that me and Colin are no longer friends after this. Number one. Number two, Rad Rob is a piece of shit. And that show was the worst waste of 2 minutes that I watched because I deleted it after 2 minutes. Have a good night.
And there he goes. There
Huh.
he goes.
Well,
Off.
this man is
Off
he's
to the
clearly
streets of New York.
He's clearly in a wrong state of mind. He was asleep. He's been sick. He's probably thinks this whole thing's a fever dream. He won't remember any of it. So let's all count on that, and hopefully he won't make it to the end of this show. He'll delete it after 2 minutes as well, so he won't get to the end and find out that it all truly happened.
It all truly happened.
Fact or fiction? This show happened.
This show definitely happened, and Big Ray called in after we called in. Oh, Lord, he's going to kill me. He's not happy with me right now.
Shouldn't have done that. He's just a boy.
Shouldn't have. I should. Well, I shouldn't.
And you shouldn't have said it.
I shouldn't have said it. Shouldn't have said it.
I was talking about you.
I know.
You shouldn't have done that.
I know I shouldn't have done that.
But that's okay. You
Well,
did.
guys, I won't be here
9 days from tonight.
to review another Impact attack because Big Ray is going to take my life.
Ay, cabrón. Oh.
And I won't
Another one.
get another one of those. Yeah, Vet, I guess you're in charge now. Vet, you've been promoted to the
main roster.
And yeah. So have a good night, guys.
Goodbye, everyone.